Have you ever had a dream on the horizon of your life? Like you're like looking at this dream, you're thinking about this dream, you're dreaming about this dream, and you don't really know when it's going to happen. Well, one of those dreams for me is actually happening real time. And so this episode, this video today is going to be a little behind the scenes of just kind of getting to know me on like a little bit deeper of a level as far as kind of what I'm working towards in my business and what some of those dreams and desires are for me. So today's episode is all about how we are moving. So the Judices are moving not far. We're moving like one neighborhood over from where we live now, but it is because we found a house that we're really excited about and something that we've been dreaming about and thinking about for a few years now. And it's actually coming to fruition, which is wild because when you dream about kind of that next level house, or like, you know, maybe you want to build a custom home, or maybe you want to renovate a custom home, or you're just looking for that next level house. Sometimes you think like it's 5 years away, 10 years away. You don't really know. And it's happening for me now. And so I want to give a little backstory on this. So we moved to Texas from Louisiana about 7 years ago. And we literally looked at 12 houses in one day and we had to pick one of them. Now, we have loved the house that we live in. It is how we've been able to make it our own. The neighborhood is wonderful. I feel like it was very divinely orchestrated that we ended up in the neighborhood we live in the house we live in. We've really been able to do so much to the house. I mean, it's wild to look at the pictures of this house 7 years ago compared to what it looks like now. We've really made it our own and we've loved it. And we knew that when we bought this house, it was not going to be like our forever home. Number one, we literally had to pick it in like 24 hours because we were in a rush to get here for school starting in the fall for our oldest son to start kindergarten. And now he's in middle school and he just turned 13, which is wild. But we also, it didn't have a pool. It had a pretty small backyard. The garage situation's not super big, so it's kind of overflowing in there. We need a little bit more storage room for actually 2 cars to park in a garage. And so we knew that this was not going to be the forever home. And so about 3 years ago, we kind of, or mainly me, my husband's always been a little more content than me. But he's excited about the move and excited about the house as well. But it took him a little bit longer to catch up to my dream, I think. I started thinking about wanting to be on a little bit bigger piece of a property, nothing crazy, a little bit over an acre. I wanted a pool. I wanted the opportunity to have like more of like a custom garage based on what we need, like a room for each of our cars, a room for our golf cart, storage space where our bikes aren't just piled up in front of the golf cart where you have to move them every single time you want to pull the golf cart out. Like we're just kind of on top of each other in the outside space right now. And so there wasn't very many neighborhoods that would fit the bill for that because we didn't want our kids to have to move schools. And I felt like I was on a time crunch whenever this dream came to my brain 3 years ago. I felt like I was on a time crunch because our oldest, who just turned 13, at this point, he only has 6 years left with us. And I remember whenever he was in like 4th grade, I was like, I want to do this before he gets to high school, because once he's in high school, he only has 4 years left at home and then he moves away. And I don't want to move somewhere when he's a junior or a senior. He barely gets to live in that house. And then when he comes home from college, he's like, this isn't really my house. This isn't the house I grew up in. So I really wanted this move to happen sooner rather than later so that he actually had a chance for it to be his home. And so here we are. He's going into 7th grade. He has 6 more years at home. And I'm so thankful that we are at the place where we can make that upgrade, where he can live in that house for the next 6 years, really, where it can feel like his home that he comes back to. And it will be more of a long-term home for us, at least until my youngest is, out of the house and in college, and he's only 3. So that will be quite a while. So that was like what I had in my brain. And every time I would try to sell my husband on this, this move and how we needed a bigger place and we need not necessarily a bigger house. Our house is plenty big, just how we needed more space and more a setup that was more conducive to like what we wanted. I would just tell him that. I'd be like, I want to be the house that like we host the homecoming, dinner, and we do the pictures at our house, and our kids all want to have their friends over to our house because we have a lot of space for them to spread out. And we have a pool and we have a big game room, and I wanted our house to be that house. And so I felt like there was like this pressure, like this clock. And so we've been looking for a few years. There's really like 1 or 2 areas that we really were looking in. They're not really areas that houses come on the market all the time. So it was kind of a waiting game. And it was a game of like, okay, if a house does come on the market, which there have been several in the last few years, are we even in a position to make this upgrade so that we feel comfortable like in our financial situation? So in February, we're in June right now, me recording this episode. In February, we heard about a house that was going to be coming on the market in the spring. And we reached out to the agent that was listing the house and our own agent. And we kind of started the process of trying to look at the house, get the pre-approval done, meet with a lender, all of that. And we ended up making an offer actually not until the end of April. It was kind of a slow process. And so we ended up making an offer at the end of April. We've now closed on the house. We are actually moving. At the time of me recording this episode, we were moving in 10 days, and it's going to be kind of crazy. So number one, the house that we bought is actually smaller than our current home, which is, when I tell people that, they're like, huh? And it will eventually be bigger. We have plans to add on. We have to add on an entire garage. We have to add on a garage apartment for my office. It actually doesn't have an office set up right now. Doesn't have a formal dining room, something that's very important to me. It has 5 bedrooms, so it has the same number of bedrooms that we have here, has the same number of bathrooms. The living space is just a little bit smaller than our current house. So we have a lot of plans for this house. It is, I don't want to say it's a fixer-upper, it kind of is, but it's a beautiful home already. The people who live there didn't necessarily take the best care of it. It needs some TLC. So we are doing some renovations before we move in. We have to be out of our house in 10 days at the time of me recording this. And we are actually going to be homeless for the entire month of July and potentially some of August, which when I tell people that, and the fact that we have 4 kids, they're like, y'all are crazy. You should just, and the reason we are going to be homeless is because we actually are not selling our current home. We're going to rent it out and we're going to keep it as like an investment property. And so the people that are renting our house, they're wanting to move in July. So we were like, okay, we're traveling a good bit in July on vacation. We'll just put all of our stuff in pods and travel and kind of roam around for the month of July. And then hopefully we can get into our house in August before school starts. So that's really the plan. We're doing some kind of minor renovations before we move in. And then we'll have some really big projects that we do down the road. And it will be our dream home in probably 3 to 5 years once all of these projects are done. But we are going to do it a little bit at a time and based on essentially how well my business is doing. You know, it's like us moving into this house is not a stretch at all. It feels very comfortable, but the renovations that are going to be needed to get it to where we want it to be, we're going to do over time and cash flow that. And so it will just kind of depend on like what the next 3 or so years look like. My husband is not a risk taker. I am definitely more of the risk taker. That was a huge part of the conversation. We always are saying we need to do an episode where me and Trevor have a whole episode where we talk about our dynamic. One of these days we will do that. We will have that conversation, me and Trevor, but everyone thinks I'm crazy. They're like, you should find different renters that don't need to move until August so you don't have to be homeless. You know, how are you going to do that with 4 kids? And it just doesn't feel stressful to me. Moving in general, like, is a stressful thing, right? In general, people think it's stressful. I can remember moving into this house and feeling like, oh my God, this is so much. Just all the phone calls, like even just getting to the closing table stressful, then the actual packing and moving and all of that. And I just feel fine. I feel so resourced. I feel so supported. I have Sam, who's kind of been managing all of the bookings of like booking the pods, booking the movers, we're having professional packers come and pack our house. It's the same people who have done all my organization in my house. They offer that service. And so I feel really resourced and like supported in that way that it's going to be kind of a seamless situation. My work schedule is a lot lighter on the week of us moving. And so that type of chaos, my nervous system does not register as a threat. Like some people, they're like so stressed out about moving and all the packing and unpacking, logistics, and how are you going to live out of a suitcase for a month? And I just think that I have built so much capacity over the years through the years of regulation work that I just don't register that type of busyness or chaos as danger, as a threat to my nervous system. I just don't. I'm not white knuckling this. I actually feel very regulated through all of this. We're excited about the move. It is a little bittersweet because I really have loved this home. We've known it was an our forever home, but we have loved it. Amelia was only 4 months old when we moved here. She's 7 now. We had Hughes, our last baby, who's about to be 4. We had him. We brought him home to this house. Moving to Texas was a huge, huge, huge deal for our family. Leaving Louisiana, leaving all the family we knew. It was something we never thought we would do. And so the fact that we even moved, period, to another state was a big deal. And I feel like this house, it's like where I created my entire new identity, right? Like my entire coaching business started in this house. My entire identity of becoming like a healthier version of me became in this house. My business has grown and scaled and doubled and quadrupled and 8x'd like in this house. And that has been just a really cool evolution for me to see for myself. I mean, my husband, we moved here for his job. Like he stepped into a new identity in this house. He's gotten promotions here. And I'm excited for the move. I think it's going to be really fun. I think it'll be fun to bring y'all along. I actually love interior design, so I'm really excited to make this house our own. I have very specific taste. I love wallpaper and I love color and I love, bright patterns and really pretty rugs, and I'm excited to do window treatments and all of that little by little over time in this new house. But what I want to make sure y'all hear from this is that buying this like quote unquote dream home, which I keep telling people, it's going to be our dream home in 3 to 5 years once it's done. It does not make me a happier person. It does not make me a different person. It does not make me feel like I all of a sudden arrived because I met this goal that I had set, years ago. It does not do that. It doesn't make me feel more content or more transformed because this is like a milestone we have reached. The work and the joy and the happiness has always come from the becoming. Like the work that actually got me to this point is actually what brought me joy, not the fact that I'm to this point now, not the fact that I've reached the destination or reached this milestone. It was the work that got me here. And I thought that this milestone was so much further in the future. Like I was like, hopefully before Henry gets out of middle school, so that's like 2 more years, we'll be able to make this move, pending that we find a house and all the stars aligned. And it's happening sooner than that. And I don't feel like, oh, I've arrived. Oh, I'm here. I've met this goal. I don't feel any different at all. And I think that is a common misconception. You think that once you have the $1 million business, once you have the multi-million-dollar home, once you have the really nice car, once you can go on the, multi-5-figure vacation, then you'll feel like you've made it. Then you'll feel happy. And it's just not how it works. It is the work and the refinement and the really hard seasons that I have persevered through and I've worked through that have made me feel like I've gotten where I am now. And that refinement and that hard work and those early mornings and those days where I was crying and it felt hard, that is actually what has made everything worth it and has created the joy and the contentment and the happiness in my business. The revenue goals and the house and all of that has just been a byproduct of that. So if for anybody listening to this that is working towards a goal, you want to build that custom home, you want to buy the vacation home, you want to go on those vacations, whatever it is, I just want you to know that what it feels like to actually get there is the whole point. Like that's the plot. I can't wait to bring y'all along on this journey of like what it feels like to be homeless for a month and how my nervous system is handling it and what I'm doing to navigate that time, what I'm doing to help my kids navigate that time where they're feeling a little bit out of sorts and they're not in a routine. They don't have their own rooms to be separated and go, have their own. We're going to be feeling a little squeezed for a minute. I mean, we are traveling a lot in July, but I can't wait to bring y'all along. It's something really exciting. I've been getting a lot of questions. And I know like in general, people are just really nosy whenever you're moving and they're wanting to know where you're moving and why you're moving and all of the questions. So this was a really fun, momentous thing to share with y'all because it is one of those goals that we've been working towards for a few years now. And I think it's just going to be really rewarding and fun as we go through the process of really making this house our ultimate dream home, where we can feel just like we're in the environment that is the most conducive to working, building this company, impacting other people, raising our family, having our family just feel content and like excited to bring people over to the house and have their friends there. And yeah, it's really fun and I'm excited to share it with y'all. So thanks for coming to the episode today and I'll see y'all next time.